and welcome to Orlando Accomplice. I'm Becca. I don't know why I just did that arm twitch.
And I'm Jake. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll have seen Becca's weird arm movement. And if you're not, if you're audio listeners, it was crazy. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about our most recent trip. We've just come back. We came back. We've just came back. We came back 2 days, a week and a day ago, a week, 2 days. I've just come back to work today.
And I've been back at work nearly a full week now.
Yeah, so I've started getting back into the groove of things. As you can see, we're back in the studio.
Yay! Well, not yay, because I'd rather be at Aventura.
Yeah, very true. So if you didn't see us last podcast, we was filming in Aventura as we did our Epic Universe recap.
Yes, so go listen to that. Don't leave this one. Listen to this one, then go listen to that one.
Yeah, and I watched that back and I looked so tired.
Did you?
Yeah, and we'll go over that in a bit. But
okay.
It took it out of me. I didn't realise how much it actually did take it out of me that day. So we're going to be talking about what we did, what we didn't do, what we wish we did. This trip was very different from as previous trips we've normally just gone as a couple. But this time we went with my family and extended family. Yes, it was first group trip.
Yeah, first big trip.
Last thing before we get into things is disclaimer.
You ready?
Sometimes we swear. Sometimes we talk about things that you don't want your little ones listening to. That's
our opinions are our own.
Yeah. You can catch us on YouTube, Instagram.
At Orlando Accomplice on everything.
Yeah,
and also our website, www.orlandooaccomplice.com.
.com. Fancy, aren't we?
Mm. I didn't realise that was a big deal, but apparently it is.
It is a big deal. It's hardscape.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to go day by day. Yeah, true. The tradition.
The tradition.
Sorry. Getting ahead of myself.
Yes.
So excited.
So as in Orlando Accomplice fashion, can't speak, I have just a glass of red wine today.
If you're new here, we normally have a bev.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Before each episode.
Yeah.
Or during the episode.
So yeah, like being in the studio is great, but I've got no cocktail making facilities, so my drink choices are very boring at the minute. But I'll try figure out a way to
transport them
or incorporate it in somehow. But yeah, I've just got a glass of red wine, which I've had many times before, so you don't need a taste reaction from me.
Same. I've got a Stella.
Shock, he's got a Stella.
That might be why I've been singing Reunited.
Oh, maybe. No, because you've had Stella on holiday. Anyway.
Yeah, true.
Open your can.
ASMR.
Cheers to making it past the 10th episode.
Cheers.
As Jake was saying in the last one, statistically, podcasts don't tend to make it past episode 10.
I think it's like 80% of new podcasts don't make it past.
Yeah. So we've done it.
Yeah, we're in it now. We've ripped the Band-Aid off.
Committed.
So yeah, we're not going to drag this on. We're going to.
Because there's a lot to fit in. There's 10 days worth of shit.
So we're just going to go day by day. If you've not already seen we've launched our itinerary service on our website, which Becky told you about earlier, and we used this trip as the demo itinerary. So if you are interested in an itinerary, it's quite hard to say that. I still can't spell itinerary either.
No, I can't.
Even though I've written it so many times. If you go on the site and see the itinerary demo, you can see this planned out and how it planned out and how it compared to
what we actually did.
Because
that's the whole point of our service, to provide itineraries tailored to your family, your trip, but they are flexible. Nothing's booked for you. So it can ebb and it can flow with Florida's notorious weather, change of plans, rides going down, the list goes on.
And you'll see, like, to be fair, we got pretty lucky with weather, and we managed to kind of stick to his itinerary pretty tightly. So, but then we still had space to flex it, and we did.
Flexible itinerary, as your dad kept saying.
Yes, the flexible itinerary. So I might use my phone at some point just to kind of look over the itinerary to see how it compared. And kind of refresh my memory, because it's quite hard to remember back everything we did, and it went so quick.
Yeah, I have to look through my camera roll to be able to know what we were doing.
Yeah, so first day, travel day,
Yeah.
Set off from Manchester to Manchester about 6 o'clock. We got there early, and we were still waiting for my parents to get there because we were flying with them, and they'd come from the other side of Huddersfield, so it took them a bit longer to get to Manchester. But we were sat waiting for a while, weren't we?
Yeah,
and we were waiting for the.
we anticipated obviously Monday morning rush hour traffic on the M62, but we managed to dodge it.
I think we got there at 7 or something, didn't we?
Yeah, it did pile up a little bit around Trafford Centre, like where it normally does, but I'm glad we set off when we did because apparently it got a lot worse.
Did it?
Yeah.
And we were waiting for ages for the number to come up on the.
Oh, that
through
was
the
a
check-in desk.
palaver.
Because Becky got randomly selected, didn't you?
Yeah, to check in manually.
So we're waiting for the desk.
But then they didn't put the check-in gate number on the board, so we were just stood there for absolutely ages waiting for the gate number to go up, and they didn't put it up. So good job, Jake went walkabouts and found the gate.
Yeah, and literally as we'd found the gate and went to the desk and saw the desk were open, my parents turned up. So it was like we were waiting, but we were waiting anyway. So
I had a
it wasn't that
coffee;
bad.
it was fine.
Yeah, cheeky little coffee.
I've just realised
What?
you can't see Bing Bong.
You can see Bing Bong's toes
Aww.
on the shelf.
We'll be doing a studio tour video at some point and you will see Bing Bong. If you're not following us on Instagram, we showed you Bing Bong.
Yeah.
He was a souvenir from this trip.
We said that
and
we
he's
weren't
very
going to buy
cute.
any. He is very cute.
Yes.
We said we weren't going to buy souvenirs.
Yeah, but we need to populate the shelves. We've got nakedness.
Yeah. We've got
So.
quite a few new things, new little pickups.
Mhm.
Yeah, so prior to the trip, I was like, and both of us, we were trying to like diet, trying to eat healthier. Not super strict, but we were still trying to like
I don't
kind
like
of
the term.
dieting,
Yeah.
trying to eat sensibly,
No, we were just.
being mindful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being mindful, eating more nutritiously dense, concentrating on protein, and
Yeah.
eating in accordance with our goals.
And our goals was to go and eat loads of shit.
When we were in said country, yes.
So I were dying.
Don't want to
For-
know my blood glucose readings. Don't want to know.
So I was dying for chocolate and biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I want? Crisps for the plane. And I kept saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get this for the plane. I'm gonna get this for the plane." And before this time, I bought snacks for the airport. I didn't buy them in the airport, so I'm not spending that money on them prices. So I'm gonna come pre-prepared. I bought a pack of digestives, no, a pack of hobnobs.
Mm-hmm.
I bought some fizzy laces.
Yep.
I can't remember. I bought a bar of chocolate.
Yep.
Bar of that Biscoff chocolate, which
Mhm.
bangs. And I didn't eat any of it.
He does this every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And then I bought a ham and cheese sandwich.
Didn't eat that.
Didn't eat that. The only thing I ate was a packet of crisps.
On the plane?
Yeah.
Oh no, we had his afternoon tea. Shout out Virgin's afternoon tea. Sky in the high tea.
Sky in the high tea.
No,
trolley.
I'm crossing. Yeah, that. What's it called? Sky high tea.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Yeah, scone and tea.
Oh, absolutely bangs. That is the highlight of my 9-hour flight.
But that's the tea.
The
To be
tea?
fair, after you've had a bit of a nap, you've watched a couple of shows and that, and then you've.
Oh, they come round
They
with
come
it,
with
and I'm
tea.
like, I can smell it, and I'm like, and your mum was like, it's coming. I was like,
Has she ever experienced
no,
the tea?
because I was so excited
Hyping
for
up,
it.
weren't you? Yeah. Yeah. So going onto the plane, we'd eaten in. What did we eat before?
We
What's it
ate at oh my god, what is it called? San Carlos
Yeah.
in Terminal 2.
Because normally we're lounge people. Well, we've been lounge people for the past what?
Yeah, I think
3
I'm gonna boycott the lounge next
I
time
think
again.
so too.
Yeah.
I think that we're dead good. And apparently, you can't film in the lounge. That's what I found out earlier. That you're not allowed.
People have. I've
Yeah,
seen it
I've
on
seen
the
a
vlogs.
few
Maybe
people.
they've changed it, or maybe
Yeah.
they're just clamping down on it.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, it was nice. Had a couple of cocktails.
Yeah. And it wasn't that expensive either.
No, so yeah, if we can save some money and do
Yeah.
that next time.
Yeah, I think San Carlos good, and it filled me for the full flight. So obviously, didn't eat my ham and cheese sandwich.
What did you have? A sausage sandwich?
Did I?
Yeah, I think you all did, and I just had
Yeah.
my poached
So the
eggs
sausage sandwich lasted me 7
situation.
hours.
Mm.
Which, yeah, going on to the flight.
And he did have a pint of Guinness. Let's just...
Yeah,
that is a
true.
meal in itself.
Mm. And my packet of crisps.
Right.
So yeah, going onto the plane, this first time flying free out,
Mm.
and we unfortunately was sat next to someone. So I have got a bladder of like a 4-year-old.
Oh,
So
up,
like
down. Felt so sorry for
I
that
felt
lady.
so bad for her, and I also felt bad for her, the fact that like I kind of wanted to do more stuff on the plane, but because I kept having to get up to move her.
Yeah, he's one of these guys where he won't, like, my bag is meticulously organised, like, to go under the seat. Everything I want to access during that next 9 hours will be under the seat in front of me. Him, he has it in one bag that's under the seat in front of him. Half of the shit he'll need will be above his head. Like, he just doesn't sort it out.
No, because I get on the plane, then you say, "Oh, I'll sort it out later," but then I can't.
You
Sort it out later.
sort it out prior.
Yeah.
When you get through security and he's unloaded his fucking bin electronics.
I didn't have to take anything out of the bin this time.
Yeah, exactly. So before we leave for the airport, pack your bag of how you want it on the plane.
I do. But then I need to go on my laptop for a bit, and then I watch some on my iPad, and then yeah. So it needs
and then you want something else from the overhead bin.
And I did say I absolutely hate having a bag near my feet when I'm flying long
Right,
haul.
well,
And I did.
we're having a domestic here, right? So let's just move on. He doesn't organise his plane bag very well.
Yeah. So I felt really bad getting her up all the time.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
Lady.
But to be fair, the flight, it took 7 hours.
Mm.
And I've
Pilot
never
ragged
seen that
it.
before.
Pilot ragged it.
And he went the route that everyone goes over New York and down.
Yeah, there's only one way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I would have thought he might have gone, because we always say,
I don't
right,
know,
just
you
go
pilots
diagonal.
tell me if there's another way, but
Yeah.
you can't fly. I've had 3 sips of wine directly over the Atlantic that way.
You know, it's not that.
That's what
road
you
in
have
the
to
sky.
come home that way.
Ah, true. It's like a one-way system. Yeah. But yeah, so he got there in record time, which is good. Been more time there.
Yes.
We had a reservation for 6:30 at homecoming.
Yes, in Disney Springs.
So yeah, we had to get there fairly quick, and we had to sort all the stuff out. So when we landed in MCO, they got the bags off rapid.
Well, we were waiting quite a bit at passport control this time because they didn't clearly label where the PCP,
MPC.
MPC,
Yeah.
PCP is a car finance contract. Moving on. They didn't label which line was going, so people were just stood there like, what's going on? And then people started queuing up at the side, so we just joined the normal queue.
And to be fair, I keep in track of someone in the MPC queue.
He's got an obsession with these time frames.
True. But next time I'm going to be like, I'm not going to rush. Even though I do still think I can get to
All
Islands of
right,
Adventure
live your
in an
dream
hour.
one day, babe.
Yeah. One day I'll do it. But yeah, it only took us 15 minutes, probably extra than what the NPC queue did. Because there were, even though it's a shorter queue, you've pre-checked all your stuff. You're still like only going to like one desk.
Yeah, so it might balance itself out depending.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we got through there, it was time to go and collect the hire car.
Yeah, so we used Avis this time because we was only hiring the car for a couple of days. We were trying to save money this time. So the thing is with like Universal, I've kind of got this in my notes already, is like, it's, well, just in Orlando in general, you kind of like ebbing and flowing based on if you've got a car or not. And like, if stuff is feasible for you in different ways. Like, I've put here in my notes that I've got kind of like you've got 3 like accommodation options. And so I've kind of split this up into Disney Hotel, Universal Hotel, and offsite, and then with and without a car. So like, for example, the Disney Hotel, if you've got a car, you don't have to pay for parking at the hotel or at the Disney parks. But then obviously if you want to go to Universal, you'll have to pay for parking up at Universal. But then if you go without a car, like it's not that walkable really in terms of getting around the resorts, especially if you're trying to save some cash by not having a car.
Mm,
You'd probably stay in a more budget friendly
resort.
resort if you're planning on not having a car. But then again, you might be fancy pants and you might be have access to the monorail and stuff, which that then makes it easier for you to get around. Whereas if you're not in them big hotels, it's not difficult to get around, but it's a bit harder than
Mhm.
what it would be like, for example, when you go to Universal. If you go into the parks, most of the parks are in walking distance, other than the like
Surfside,
excluding
Dockside,
Epic and stuff. Yeah.
and Epic, Stella Nova, Stella Luna.
So
Stella Nova, Terra Luna.
one of them ones.
Yeah.
But then like if you're in a Universal hotel, and you've got a car, you've got to pay for parking in the hotel, which like it can be it's like $30 a night.
Mm,
So if you're there for 10 nights, you spend like $300, which is what, 220 quid or something,
yeah.
just on parking your car, and then you've hired the car as well. And then if you go to Disney, which you probably are going to Disney if you've got a car because you can easily drive down there, you're paying for parking down there. So
Yeah. Unless you've got your annual pass, then you
yeah,
don't pay for parking.
which like for us, it's not that much of an issue because we hire a car. Yeah, it's annoying that we've got to pay for parking at a Universal hotel, which yeah, we stayed at Universal Aventura, which we'll go into that in a second. But if we stay at Universal Hotel, we still have to pay for parking in terms of parking at the hotel,
Mm,
but then we don't have to pay for parking at Disney because we've got annual passes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all a bit of a balance. And to be fair, thinking about it that way, and the more I've looked into it, obviously we're in a privileged position to have as annual passes. But like for normal people, it's probably if you're staying at Universal and going to do Disney, it's probably not even worth having a car.
yeah.
Which is kind of what we were showing this time on this
But
trip.
we like the flexibility of like, oh,
Yeah.
I need this from Walmart, let's just go get it.
Yeah.
Because the Ubers do rack up. And if you leave in parks at peak times, we saw them go up to like $40 plus when we were leaving one park.
What at Disney?
Yeah.
Oh really? I didn't see
You
it.
you told me that Uber was $40.
Oh, the Uber was, yeah.
What did you think I said?
Sorry, I thought it's a car parking went up to 40.
Oh no, that
yeah.
doesn't fluctuate, but
Yeah.
yeah, the Ubers rack up.
Yeah.
So it depends whether you want that upfront cost of a car or if you want, it to keep coming out of your holiday budget in getting Ubers.
And that's what we kind of found. And like, especially with the car, I know we're speaking a lot about the car and Uber and stuff. It's pretty important. But like with
Mhm.
the car, you've kind of paid for the car and you've almost like got your money there to spend. Whereas like when we were there using Uber all the time, it was like we'd had money set aside to spend, but we didn't really budget that well for Ubers, especially when like what Becky was saying, that prices were fluctuating.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Personal preference
it is
and
personal preference.
yeah, whatever you'd rather spend your money on,
Yeah.
really.
But also, I was saying to my mum the other day, saying that like when we go and we've got a car, it's like we can go and drive to Disney, and like we can spend like an hour there, 2 hours
And then
there,
go spend
and then
time
somewhere else.
downtown Orlando. Like we like to spend time outside of the parks, which we didn't have that flexibility this time because other things took priority
Yeah.
as well as the car.
But then at the same time, it's like if you had a car and you driven to Disney, or like if you pay the parking fee, pay $30.
Yeah, you don't
Well,
want
I
to.
want to make my most out
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
So,
very true.
like I say, we've got it pretty sweet, really. Like it's expensive,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's kind of what we like to do. So,
Yep.
yeah, we got the car. We got a nice big car. First time driving a massive over the top American car.
Yeah.
And then we drove to Aventura, which we've just spoken about. So Aventura, we'll just love it there, really.
It's perfect for us
Yeah,
as a couple in the late 20s, early 30s.
we don't have that many pool days,
No,
so like that's
Um,
kind of the thing that lets it down almost. The pool.
but the perk of staying at a Universal resort, you get to pool hop to any of their resorts, whether the budget or premium, doesn't matter.
So you'll see later in the trip that we actually did do resort hopping.
Mhm.
It's like a 12-minute walk to the park. We are big advocates for walking to the park.
Yeah.
Mainly because, like what we were saying, we could in one day we could go to say Disney in the morning. We could go and do like maybe shopping at Mall at Millennia, or we could go to the outlets, or we
Mhm.
could do something else, and then go back to the hotel, have like a little bit of a break, and then we could just walk to the parks.
Yeah.
And that's just like such a good luxury that for us sets Universal ahead of Disney in that regards of just like being able to quickly like, oh, let's just go into park for an hour.
Yeah.
And like obviously we're annual pass holders as well there, so we could just go and use the express pass.
And the walking paths are just nice, especially in the morning if you're rope
Oh,
dropping.
it's lovely in the morning.
Yeah,
isn't it?
walking down there with a coffee, love
Yeah.
it.
And it's like one of them that's like core memories for us, like from his first ever trip. So
Yeah.
always like really good and nostalgic there. And then Aventura, it's only like 20-25 minutes away from Disney, which we always say it here, like we could drive to Leeds in 25 minutes. And it's like, would you rather drive to Leeds on the M62 in 25 minutes, or would you rather drive to Disney? So,
But you say that to anybody that lives in Orlando and they hate
Yeah,
the I-4,
they hate the
and
traffic,
we're
don't
like,
they?
we actually would rather sit on the I-4 than the M62.
And to be fair, we did have quite a lot of traffic backed up that
Yeah,
one
this
night
time,
coming
but there's
from
more
everything.
roadworks going on with like Epic and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adventura, it's clean, it's modern, it's more adult friendly. There was a few children more so this time than previously, but yeah, if you are looking for an adults only trip, we highly recommend staying at Adventura.
And it's like really good pricing as well, to be fair, because like on his first ever trip, I think we did we do a podcast on that first ever trip? We might have done like his core memory podcast. I think
Yes,
we did.
Yeah.
But we stayed at Sapphire Falls, which is just across the road. And
Lovely, it smells amazing.
yeah, it's a great hotel.
In the time it took us to walk to our room, we could walk across the road to Adventura.
You could probably walk to his room in Aventura by the time it took you to walk to his
like
room.
honestly, it was such an excursion to get to his room.
And then I checked the prices and it were like £800 cheaper.
Yeah.
So it just was a bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And like I say, if you want to go and use all the perks at Sapphire Falls, you can just walk.
Yeah, you just walk across there through their lobby down the stairs, and you can use their water taxi as well as the walkways, which we do most days.
Yeah. So when we got to the hotel, we checked in, and then we was meeting my sister and her boyfriend, now fiance.
Yes, congratulations, Holly and Craig.
We were meeting them at Disney Springs, so it was a bit of a different travel day this time. As a normal travel day, or like as one we've done in the past, we've spent it mainly in like City Walk and Universal, but because of his passes with Epic, or our family's passes with Epic, their Universal side of their ticket didn't start till the 22nd.
So we changed our traditions.
Yeah, which may be a controversial take, but I actually think I might have actually preferred it.
No,
Really?
I don't want to do that again. It's not that I did not enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, like having my favourite margarita in Disney Springs and going to Homecoming, beautiful. But there's something about, going to City Walk, riding Velocicoaster, and then getting a margarita.
Yeah.
You can't do that at Disney Springs.
I just think Homecoming's so good.
It is so good, but there's times where you can fit that in, whereas a night ride on Velocicoaster on your first
Yeah, I guess so.
day, to polish off that travel day.
And I got cookies first day.
Velocicoaster.
Yeah, we're banging. So yeah, I actually really, really did like it. So as I said, we went to
next time.
went to Homecoming. Thank you, Homecoming, for following us. We've made it. We've made it.
Shout out Homecoming for your good food and for the follow, and your good moonshine as well.
I think probably Homecoming is
it's one of my favourite restaurants in Orlando, definitely.
I think it's probably one of my favourite restaurants in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Big claim.
And I've eaten at some fucking good restaurants. Yeah, so...
We love you, Chef Arts.
Yeah. Slaps. Chicken burger. Spicy chicken burger. Boom.
I'm that scared to try anything different, because if I try it and it's not as good as the chicken burger, or I'll be gutted that I haven't got the chicken burger.
Did we get chicken? So, spoiler alert, we went twice.
Yeah. We tend to go twice every trip.
Did we get the chicken burger twice?
Yeah, because we don't deviate.
It's very true.
Anyway, we're getting so sidetracked. This podcast is going to be so long.
But yeah, we sat down and it was like, I just said to Becky, like, this is weird. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like, we're here with other people, not just us two. And it was so weird.
No, I was knee deep in a moonshine flight at that point. So yeah, but yeah, I do remember.
I was like, it's just so weird, but yeah, it was a really good experience. Like obviously, experiencing Disney with other people, or just Orlando in general with other people, and then to had spent the whole day at Magic Kingdom, so they were knackered and that. So yeah, we spent a bit more time in
Disney
Disney
Springs.
Springs.
Jake got his Gideon's cookies.
I did.
We did a little. No, we didn't do that. No, we didn't do that much shopping.
No.
I got my margarita, my habanero lime margarita from Dockside.
So you'll see the clip on Instagram of me saying how like much my dad hates gift shops. So we really really did try and not shop, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which to be fair was probably best for those
Financial.
wallets. Yeah. And then after that we went and did like the supply run at Target.
Got some water.
Got some water. Got some little like bits for breakfast and like cereal bars and stuff.
Got sweets that we can't get at home. That kind of thing.
Yeah. The more we keep going, the less that we actually do end up.
Yeah, because we
spending there.
really niching it down now to like what we need in the room. Because last time we just had to like.
Well, I still had my hobnobs and I still had my chocolate bar that night eaten from the plane. And we had my cheese sandwich.
This time, right? We're gonna see what he takes in September.
But yeah, it just seems that we like slim it down quite a lot, and especially that I got my cookies that first night.
Yeah.
Because normally it's like we'll get stuff to snack on when we get home.
But I'm normally too full from whatever we've eaten that day to even eat in the room anyway.
But I am looking out. I've got my eye open.
Oh, we get us energy drinks as well.
Yeah. I got my eye open for. I think I kind of want to go to Walmart next time.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree? Because I kind of want like. Like a box of like croissants or something.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like
From
a
the bakery
bakery
bit.
section or like a fresh bakery items that I could have for my breakfast rather than just smashing a cereal bar, which they do the job.
But this time we have the car again to
Yeah.
have the flexibility to go to Target if we want to later in the trip.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the travel day done. We got back probably about 9:30, I think. I think we did good staying awake. And then going into the first full day was like a bit of a full-on day. We kind of wanted to beat the jet lag. Kind of wanted to get into it.
It never hits me that hard when I'm there. It's always this end.
Yeah.
Trying to acclimatize.
Climatize? No?
Get used to UK time again.
Readjust.
Readjust.
Yeah.
There we go.
And like, I do quite like waking up at like stupid, like I think 5:30 or something, which probably earlier than that, but I kind of like waking up at that time, and it's like
he doesn't. He moans about it every single time.
Ready to go. I never that first night. I never wake up and think I'm knackered.
I'm always up before you when we're there.
Yeah, you are. To be fair, but still, I was like, up raring to go. So we spent the morning in Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
We rope dropped, which because we couldn't go in for like the magic hours things.
We just queued up for Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And rode that first.
Which like the letters all I didn't realise they let you in the park.
Yeah, so we just like wandered about, took in the vibes, because like Hollywood Studios is a vibe.
Yeah, especially in the morning.
Doesn't get enough credit, that park.
Yeah.
Screw Magic Kingdom. Hollywood Studios is the vibe.
So we went to Hollywood Studios. Shut up, Siri. Went to Hollywood Studios and then rode Tower of Terror. We went to all the Disney parks using Genie Plus, and I've just kind of got to say it's pretty hard now for non-resort guests to kind of get the most out of Genie Plus. Like I think when we sorted it out and we got the because you could do it 3 days before if you're non-resort guests. Most things were really late return time. So like the big hitters in Universal Studios in Hollywood Studios.
Just burping to Mike.
The big hitters in Hollywood Studios is like Slinky Dog Dash, which
we
managed to
Resistance.
That's not on this multi-pass.
Oh, it's single pass, isn't it?
Yeah. So we had to get a really late return time for Slinky Dog, and we wanted to see the nighttime show. So it was like, right, we'll just lock it in, and like we can still get to the show. It's just going to be like a bit of a rush, which you'll see later in the day that it was a bit of a rush. But yeah, it's really difficult now
But that's how Disney are trying to point people to stay at their resorts because they get priority over those lightning lanes. But I'm still not sacrificing Adventura for that.
Yeah. And then it was quite expensive as a big group, so we had to pay for it. Wasn't just us two paying for the lightning lanes, it was like the whole
6
group.
of us, yeah.
So like it were coming out crazy money, which like once you've spent so much money already, and then like I feel for like parents with kids and that.
Yeah, like if you're a parent and you've got 2 or 3 kids and you've got your partner as well, it's gonna rack up.
Like I saw someone post a quote that they'd got on a holiday for like I think there were 5 of them.
Mm.
It could have been like 20 grand. Mad that, innit?
Jeez.
So yeah, and that's without stuff like
This
Genie
is
Plus
when
and
it
stuff.
is like a once in a lifetime trip
Yeah,
for
exactly.
families.
So yeah, we had really late return times for most things. We managed to like knock some of them back. So we went and rope dropped Tower of Terror, which we wasn't on the lightning lane, and then we did Rock and Roller Coaster, which still had like a 20-minute
Mm-hmm.
wait at that time in the morning. So we went and knocked that out.
Yep.
And
Well, we
then
munched on as breakfast snacks and
Sugar bath.
energy drinks.
And
Yep.
yeah. And then we went over to like Toy Story Land.
Yep.
And we
Got some actual breakfast.
got some tots.
Yep. Breakfast tots.
We did swirling saucers before the tots.
Yep.
We had a bit of a wanderabout, and then we did Toy Story Mania because it went down, and we got a return, lightning lane return thing.
Yeah,
So
that
if
you
something
can
goes
use on
down
any
that
ride
you've got
within
like during your
reason.
time slot, you can use it within like on any ride basically. And we used it for. It came back up maybe 5 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and used it there, rode that, and then we headed
Jake
up.
won as
Oh, no, we
always.
didn't. Yeah, did I? I absolutely smashed it this time.
No, he didn't absolutely smash it. There was like there was like 100 points between us. Like it was very close.
I thought I battered you all.
Right. If he remembers during post to put it on the
I'm
screen,
probably not going to remember.
he's not going to remember because he never does. And I'm always like, insert it here.
But yeah, we went to the show, which we said this time we kind of want to do a bit more shows.
Oh, the Indiana Jones stunt show, yes.
Which I've got not a hot take, but I've got a comment on shows a bit later down the episode. But yeah, we did that, and it was such a good it was good to see the show, and then 2, it was so good just to sit down and rest your feet.
Yeah, like we all took
Take
our
your
shoes off.
Yeah.
We all had socks on, like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, take your shoes off, sit in the cool, sheltered aircon, enjoy a good show, rest your feet for a bit, hydrate, and then back out again. We all felt a lot better for doing that.
Yeah.
Because it was hot that day.
It was.
The whole
thing
trip
hot.
was hot. It was like 34, 36 degrees. I don't know
felt
what that is
hotter
in.
this time than it has done.
Yeah, and we've been in August before, and that.
Yeah.
We thought that was hot.
Yeah. So and then we went over to Epcot. So got the Skyliner, which is like their little cable car that goes across. Takes maybe like 15-20 minutes to go across.
Depending.
Yep. So and if it's windy, it closes. So just to keep
and
that
it's
in mind.
nice.
Yeah, it's super relaxing.
Yeah.
Nice breeze. When it did stop, it stopped for a second. It were like everyone will like start again because I am so hot.
Yeah.
So when it's going and the breeze is going, it's nice and cool.
Yeah.
And again, nice little rest for your little feetsies.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got to Epcot, I can't remember if we went to Guardians first, or if we went and got chip and dip first.
We went and got chip and dip.
Did we?
Yep.
Went to
La Cava del Tequila. I'm going to say it before he butchers
I'm
it.
going to say Cava del Tequila.
My favourite place in Epcot. We both got margaritas, which I've got a new favourite, but I will save that for something else.
Yep. And then I got the top shelf margarita, which slaps. It's one of my favourite margaritas. That
Jake's new to the world of margaritas in the past, 12 to...
Yeah, but probably because of...
La Cava.
Cava del Tequila.
No, so, right, okay. If that's what you're saying, on this trip, I would like to do the tequila experience at La Cava del Tequila. Well, it's at the San Angel Inn.
It's just crazy that it starts at 11 in the morning.
Yeah, and then by the time World Showcase is popping, you're on a wave, and you've tried some good tequila and some good mezcal, and you've paired it with chocolate and all sorts. You get to learn. It's educational. If you think Jake should let us do the tequila experience,
If we get 1,000 plays on this,
If we get, that's not fair, because that's not happening. If we get 100 plays on YouTube, Jake will book the tequila
we'll
experience.
smash that.
I don't think we will. Please.
See, after that, I think we still had some time before, because we booked the single lightning lane for Guardians. So I still think we had some time then. And we went and did Nemo and Soarin', which I absolutely love Nemo.
Every
Nemo
time.
slaps, but like it went down maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it did.
And it was like, how can it go down? Really?
No, but it doesn't go down. It's you've got to slow the track for like disability access, getting people on and off.
They fully stopped it, didn't they?
On Nemo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you sit
for
there
a while as well.
and you take in the songs,
Yeah.
the Big Blue World.
And then we went on Soarin', which is another one that takes ages to load you into.
Yeah. That waiting to board on Soarin's annoying. But they fixed Soarin', so the Eiffel Tower's not wonky anymore.
Faulty Towers.
Yeah, Faulty Towers.
And then we went into Guardians, and we got, what song do you remember? What song we got?
Oh, Congo was the second time. The first one was
Disco Inferno, was it?
Yeah, Disco Inferno,
Nice.
because your mum was buzzing. Yeah, that's
doing
the
the
move.
mum dance. Yeah, and like just such a good coaster. Absolutely love.
One of the
Guardians.
faves.
Yeah.
Defo.
And then we went and got the pretzel bread from Germany before heading back up to the Skyliner.
Pretzel bread.
Yeah.
If you've not had it, go to Germany, go to the back of it, and inside there's a little hidden, not in the restaurant, there's a little hidden booth that's kind of got its back to the front of the facade.
It's in a really weird spot, isn't it?
And they do pretzel bread. It's caramel, it's cinnamon. Yeah. Oh, one of my favourite things to have in Epcot, but I've got a sweet tooth. So if you like cinnamon and you like bread pudding, go try it.
And then we were flagging at this point. Well, I wasn't flagging, but I remember my mum coming up to me and saying, "Your dad's knackered, isn't he?"
Oh,
I was
bless.
like, "Yeah, he looks
It
tired."
is a horrible feeling.
Yeah. Like, we love it so much, but it's like going to war or something. It's like mental.
Yeah,
like,
the States we leave those parks.
And what you
It's
put
like
your body
we've done
through.
like a 3-day bender.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you do it at Epcot, I suppose.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so then we went back to Hollywood Studios, and
Then we rode Slinky Dog Dash.
Slinky, and then it was a Slinky Dog Dash back up to...
Yeah, to get us drink for the show.
Yeah.
Because I refused to sit at Fantasmic without a nice drinky drink.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it was absolutely heaving that night, and they only had one showing of Fantasmic. Sometimes they have 2, which makes the second showing a lot more manageable.
And then they cancelled the fireworks at Epcot as well, so
yeah,
most people
so a lot
come
of people
across.
were coming across. So we were sat like in the extended seating at the back, couldn't see poor Mickey Mouse.
Overflow.
Yeah, you couldn't really see the boats in the water. You could see Mickey doing his. Yeah.
like it was to the point where, like, I think if we weren't already sat down and we're there, if someone said, "Oh,
you'll be
gonna be at
sat
the back,"
here.
I'd just be like, "Well, just go."
Yeah, but it was good for your family to see it.
Yeah. What they could see, top of Mickey's head.
The songs are good.
Yeah.
That is my favourite Disney show so far. Anyway,
Yeah.
Until they release this villain show, we will see.
Yeah, so that was the end of day 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I say, busy day. But obviously we still were jet lagged. Sorry, but being mates were so burpy. Going into day 3, so we're still jet lagged. So we decided we will rope drop. We went and did Hagrid's.
Are you on about the next day now?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't feel like you moved on then,
So
but okay.
I was mid burp whilst I was doing that.
Okay. So day 3, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, day 3.
We got up at like 5:30, 6. So you may as well rope drop at that point.
Mm-hmm. So we kind of did as normal tradition of like this first day where we'd go get a coffee and we'd go walk across to Universal.
Mm-hmm.
Went and did Hagrid's. We got on Hagrid's in 18 minutes.
17.
Was it 17 minutes? All right. And then we did Velocicoaster.
Yep.
And then the plan was just to kind of take it easy. especially after just smashing it out the day
Mhm.
before. So we were the ones that went and rope dropped, and everyone else kind of just met us by the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
like I
we
said,
chill by the pool.
the pool at Avonshire, it's not massive.
No, and there's not much of a vibe going on.
No.
That's my only gripe. There's no music.
Yeah, very true. No music.
No.
But like, say if you just wanted to get in some water, cool down, have
Mhm.
a sit on your sun lounger, it's kind of peaceful, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously no music, but yeah, it was just like a nice little relaxer. And then I was going to go watch football at 2 o'clock.
Mhm.
Um,
And where did you go?
I went to Paddy's. Paddy's?
I don't know where you went.
That's gonna do
You
me,
left me on a sun lounger with a bucket of Bacardi, so I was happy.
Murphy's Paddy's. Murphy's Irish Bar and International Drive, which is like home of Orlando Spurs' supporters club, and I think that they've got like a Man City supporters club as well. So like if you're looking for somewhere to go and you're a City or a Spurs fan, that's your place. It was majority of like 90% Spurs in there, and there were a couple of United fans, and I thought, is it really gonna kick off? Like obviously being in it, like growing up in England, and like how it'd be like in England.
I still don't think it's even that bad anymore.
Maybe not, but there still would have been a bit of a. I feel like there would have been something that would have happened. Where yeah, it was fairly chilled. Yeah, watched Spurs win the Europa League, and then we had a dining reservation, so it was kind of like. I remember getting back to the room and being like, I am steaming.
Yeah, like he just kept pacing up and down when I'm trying to get ready. I'm like, and he was like, but you know, like when guys like start running the hands through the hair, and like I'm like, well, you just chill, and then he's voice noting everyone, and I'm just there like trying to sort my hair out, and he's pacing up and down like he's got to make some sort of big financial decision.
And then I got in that shower, and I was like, that's when it hit me how pissed I was when it
Really?
shower. I was like, bloody hell. And then at the shower, I got dressed, and then fine. And then we went to
Voodoo Bayou, which is one of our favourite restaurants outside of the parks.
So you should go to Voodoo Bayou, but don't make the mistake that I did. So there's on Open Table you can book Voodoo Bayou.
Oh God, yeah.
But there's two. There's one in Palm Beach, I want to
Yeah.
say, like in Miami. So like
Miami,
don't book
Florida.
that one. Yeah, don't book that one.
Miami, Florida.
But luckily, like you would have thought like you go with 6 here, like you were prime time, like 7.
Yeah, and they managed to see us.
They managed to see us, so that was a bit of a relief. I nearly looked like a complete idiot. But yeah, Voodoo Bayou absolutely bangs. Like it's such a good time.
Yeah, it is, and tend to have like live music on and stuff. There is a speakeasy in there as well, so that it's not just a speakeasy; it's like a Japanese restaurant as well. Really cool bar, really cool cocktails. We are going to do a review video on that soon, so hang tight for that. But yeah, that's one of our favorite restaurants outside the parks.
Yeah, a bit of a. We went when it first opened.
Yeah,
like maybe
October.
It'd been open for like 2 months or 2 weeks.
Yeah, it hadn't been open long when we first went.
So it's quite quiet. So it's nice to see how much they've kicked on.
Yeah, they've progressed definitely with how busy it was. But yeah, really enjoy it in there.
Yeah, it was like it was good first time we went, and this second time
it's
we were
all
like,
spooky vibes. I like it.
What an atmosphere it is. They have baked oysters.
Yeah.
Which like I don't like oysters, like fresh oysters, but they are something else.
Yeah, they're very good.
So good.
And their spicy margarita,
I think I got a chicken burger again. I think it.
Can't remember what
I think
got.
It's been
I got the
holiday of
salmon,
chicken
delightful.
burgers.
Yeah.
Did you?
Mm.
And I think it's been your
Did I
holiday
get
of salmon.
No, I got cod.
You got a fish.
Yeah, I got cod, and it was very good. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and then that was the end of day 3, so it was more of like a chiller. Because the day after was Epic Universe opening day. So we've done a full podcast on Epic Universe and our thoughts. So kind of just wanted to see if you've got any other thoughts from that video, babe.
No, not really. Just that, like, I couldn't have asked for a better day.
Yeah, it was perfect.
We went with low expectations purely because we didn't want to be disappointed.
Mhm.
Not in like terms of how it looked and how it was, in terms of like waiting for rides
Yeah.
and how busy it was going to be and getting in the parks and
We
even
wanted to-
simple things like going to the toilet. I thought were going to be a farce. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be like absolutely heaving, but Universal nailed that opening day. But yeah, we won't go into detail about that here. If you want to know about Epic Universe and our experience of the opening day, go back and listen to episode 10 of our podcast. And if you could leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform, that would be very, very helpful. We would appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for that. Just one thing on Epic and like my thoughts afterwards, and like listening to another couple of other podcasts like Universally Speaking and stuff, and like
Mhm.
seeing especially Sam from 2 3/4.
Well done.
I got
Not
his
2.5 men.
2.5 men.
Sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam. I got your name wrong last time. But yeah, let me know that I forgot it.
So he should.
Yeah. So after hearing his experience and like hearing other people's experience, like one, it made it our day so much like not rubbing it in, but so much better. Like how
The fact that we waited for opening day rather than going in
Yeah, yeah.
previews, yeah.
and like how much we were kind of kicking ourselves about being like, oh, we could have, because
We thought previews were
Yeah.
going to be the gold standard of like how to experience that theme park.
yeah, and we
Not
were
the gold standard, but like quiet.
Yeah, we thought that no one's ever going to be able to do it that quiet again.
Yeah.
And then obviously opening day was super quiet, which is kind of leads me on to my next point about Epic, is that it's going to be such a different experience in
When we go back in
September.
September.
And it's like, have we almost spoilt it?
I'm trying to hold that day as a day on its own. And I don't want to ruin that day
Yeah,
in my memory, but it's never going to be like that again.
Yeah.
So let that live
you
in
know
its
that
own
thing
little
Dumbledore
bubble.
does where he pulls his memories out of his head and whacks it in that little
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's what we need to do.
And plus,
Pensive.
like, I feel like now we don't have to go in when we go in September and be like, go, 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 go.
Yeah, and we can miss the things that we don't really want to do.
I do
And
not
we're still
want
not
to
done
do
Harry Potter.
Constellation Carousel ever again.
No.
Not that it's bad, it's cute.
If you've never done it, you can do it.
And yeah, go to that podcast. You'll see our rankings and why we
Yeah.
have that opinion.
And then in that podcast, you'll see how tired we were, because it was like we got there at 7 a.m. So we was up at like 6, got there at 7, and then we got home at 10:30. So that's like,
And I think we only sat down once.
we sat down in Pizza Moon, didn't we?
Pizza Moon, and then we sat down by the water fountains.
Yeah, for like maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, and enjoyed a drink and a takey shoey offer.
And that was 15.5 hours.
Yeah.
Worked it out that we were in the parks.
Yeah.
So yeah, busy day. So yeah, obviously going into day 5, we were knackered. We decided to go to Animal Kingdom, and because we was only there for 10 days, technically 9 days, it was like a bit of a struggle to kind of get everything in. So we thought, well, we'll go to Animal Kingdom for a bit like of a half-y day kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, because we were tired, like we got everything done. Like, if you want to hit the big hitters in Animal Kingdom and like not do the shows,
Like
and
the safari and
yeah,
Everest.
and if you want to like kind of rush through it, you can rush through it in, like, we were there for maybe 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads me on to my first point that I made when we first started the podcast about like the car, the car, the car.
What's that off?
Harry Potter. When he's like, the car.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, when we on about the car, and it's like, because we don't have to pay for parking, it's a case of we can just go down there for like we say there for
Couple of
4 hours.
hours.
Whereas like when we were paying for an Uber, or if you had to pay for parking, you'd be like, am I really just going to go down there? Because we did Pandora, Dinosaur, Everest, the Safari, and that's 4
But they're
rides.
the main ones that like people in our party wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
But if you said to someone like, oh yeah, you've bought a ticket,
yeah.
you go in there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. I can't remember how
Yeah.
long we were there for, but yeah, we're tired, and I think that played into. I got right dizzy on
Yeah, he did.
Everest, which like kind of knocked me out for a little bit. I don't know if I'm just getting old or what.
No, I think we'd just eaten. We had burger pods
True, yeah.
in Pandora, and I think he just ate them a little bit too close to going backwards on Everest.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went and sat in what's the restaurant called in what is left of Dino Land?
Was it there? I thought
Yeah, that's where we went. And
yeah.
everyone had a drink.
I can't remember what it's called. I quite liked it in there though. It's pretty cool. Is it an extraction tent? The tent looking thing.
Yeah.
Can't remember
Oh,
what it's
what's
called.
it called? So sorry, it's gone.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was tired by that point.
Yeah.
But that little sit down revitalizes all. We went on Dinosaur for the last time.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
And then, yeah, we like I say, we're just knackered. But
Yeah.
then we had a decent meal planned in the evening, so it were kind of good that because we could have just stuck it out and stayed out all night, but we always were going to go back and then go back
I
again.
did try and get us a little break mid-afternoon at Nomad Lounge, which is what we normally do. We like to sit, maybe get a snack and a drink, sit by the water, chill for a bit in like a calm environment. It's not loud or anything in there. But the walk-up waiting list for a group of 6 is obviously a lot more difficult to navigate than a group of 2.
Yeah.
So I put it on and it was like 70 to 90 minute callback time, and then all of a sudden it went down to 45 minutes, and then I blinked, opened my phone again, and they'd called us back.
Yeah.
So
we were eating at that point. So
yeah, so it was like it was not reflective. It was not timed very good, and I know Disney can't help that, but like going from 90 minutes down to 0 in the space of 20 minutes, you can't really we couldn't make that time.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a meal planned at Narcoos's, so we wanted to go eat there and then watch the fireworks. So we never watched a fireworks show from a restaurant on Disney property. So I think you can go to Californian Grill.
Yeah, in Contemporary.
Which a server in Narcoos's said that most people go over there just to go watch the fireworks. So they had to introduce like a a la carte menu because people were going just for drinks
and nibbles
and like it's a set menu. Sorry,
set menu. Sorry, yeah.
So yeah, but then and he also went, but his food's better here anyway.
The food was amazing. Food was good, salmon was so good. Me and your dad had the salmon. We both really enjoyed it. I had one of my other favourite cocktails, but I'm going to keep that to myself because you'll see soon.
And then I had my first ever New York strip steak, which was a massive piece of steak. Mine were really good. My mum also got the same, but hers were a bit fatty, which
you can't sometimes help the cut of meat.
And I'm like, I'll just chomp through fat. I'm not that bothered. But like, if you had that,
I wouldn't have eaten it. No,
happy with it. But
which is why I tend to not get those things. Yeah,
it was a nice amount of steak. Like, I love a fillet steak, but sometimes it's a bit too small. Whereas that,
I love a fillet.
Boom. Yeah, and
Filet
then
mignon.
That was the end of day 6. No, day 5. Sorry. So day 6 was we were planning to drink around the world, and we were kind of knackered. So
yeah, this is the point in the holiday where it hits everyone.
Yeah.
Hard.
So like this is kind of can show you how you can be flexible.
Yeah.
So we decided we'll kind of skip the countries that we're not that bothered about. We still will have a drink and we'll walk around the world. But we will just like skip the things that we wouldn't.
Yeah, and I think once you've done drinking around the world, I think we've done it 3 times now. Are you really going to waste your money and time drinking something that you don't enjoy just to tick the box and play the game?
Yeah.
No.
And like it is good for special occasions.
Yes, like if you're on a birthday, what do they call them in America? Bachelorette party.
Dude.
Yeah, we see quite a lot of them and they look like they're having a wild time. I wish I could have done that for my hen do. That would have been great. Yeah. So the novelty wears off and you know the drinks you like by then.
But we still wanted to like kind of go in it like we were almost like we were drinking around the world. So the plan that we'd do is we're going to have a decent breakfast. So we were going to go up to Briar's Patch in Winter Garden, which is amazing, and I think that it's kind of caught on a
That is
like
my
it was
favourite
already
breakfast spot anywhere.
yeah, it was already busy, and it was already hard to kind of get a reservation. But now they've taken reservations completely off the website, so it kind of shows how popular it is now.
Yeah, you just have to go and hope for the best,
Yeah.
which we weren't willing to take all 6 of us downtown.
Yeah, and it's like a good 20 minutes up from Aventura and then like another 35 minutes back. Especially when we didn't have the car, we'd have to pay for an Uber up and down. So it was like, we'll go somewhere else. So we tried Kiki's, which are a couple of recommendations from you guys. So thank you for that. It's a really good breakfast, cost effective as fuck.
My pancakes were bigger than like, I don't even know, both mine and his head put together. They were ginormous.
They were big, weren't they?
Yeah. I knew American portions are big. I know that by now, but Jesus.
Like, I think, did I get the French toast?
And there was two guys sat on the table opposite us, and they had like a banquet between them.
They had 3 plates between 2 of them, and they were huge portions.
No. They had 3 plates each.
Did they?
Not between 2 of them. So they each had like something sweet, something savoury, and then like fruit and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like,
wow.
How?
So
I'm dying off half of one pancake.
Yeah. They were good pancakes though.
Yeah, they were very good. Yeah.
I'd definitely go back Kiki's.
If you're wanting something simple, diner food, but like, you know, it's kind of modern in there and clean. It's not like...
Didn't take us that long to sit 6 of us.
No.
It
was busy.
Really good price.
So go a little bit earlier than you anticipate.
Yeah.
But yeah, good value for money.
Yeah, really good value for money. And yeah, there's a couple of locations as well. So if you stay in Disney, there's one close to Disney, and then like if you stay up in Universal, there's one in like Dr. Phillips, so not that far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kiki's were really good, and then like I say, we went to Epcot. We started at Guardians, which is kind of like his tradition. We paid for another Lightning Lane. I know. We paid for a Lightning Lane.
Yeah.
But we had to get a later time for the Lightning Lane because again, it's hard for non-resort guests to get one. So I think we got like a 3-4 o'clock Guardians return time. But we thought we'll go there, and especially for me this trip, and I thought because there were quite a few of us, so it were like, and I didn't think it was. I quite liked actually being inside and queuing. And someone else made a point of this the other day.
What, like playing games and
yeah. And like you can kind of entertain yourself. Like we can entertain ourselves perfectly fine.
You just talk shit for
but then like it's even easier when there's a bigger group here. So like queuing wasn't really that much of a problem for me. And like it was because it was so hot, it was quite nice to be in the aircon. So like if someone posted 60 minutes, especially Guardians, I was like, fuck it,
I'll wait 60 minutes for Guardians.
Inside, like if it was outdoor, maybe a bit different.
No, it is different. It's no maybes.
So yeah, we went and queued there, but then unfortunately the ride went down.
Yeah, it did. So we took the executive decision after waiting a decent amount of time to leave the queue. And
as good as the Kiki's breakfast was, and as big as it was, there was something about this trip, and I was just like hungry all the time. So I was like, right, I want some food. And to be fair, you were getting a bit that way, weren't you?
Yeah.
So we went and got some more Mexican food from.
Yes. The one opposite the pyramids, the quick service. Yeah.
In Mexico Pavilion, obviously. And yeah.
Where they do the tequila experience.
Yeah. But unfortunately, they didn't have the back room up, and there's a little back room that's like got banging aircon.
Yeah, but they shut that at 2 p.m. unfortunately. So we just caught the rain, but managed to get a seat under the shelter bit to eat our tacos.
And then from there, we just we walked around the parks, and we just did like a semi-drink around the world. Went in a couple of shops.
Yeah.
We walked all the way around.
My hair's on you. Yeah, sorry.
And then we was gonna stick around for the show, but we've seen the show before. But then we didn't realize that they've changed the show, so we've not seen this show before. So
I still don't think they've completely changed it. Like they've not launched like they name it something different. They haven't. It's still harmonious.
They've revamped it or something. They've done something to it.
Okay.
So then we just went back to the hotel. We got an early night. And we got Panda Express.
Yeah.
which was
Love
his
the Orange
first Panda
Chick.
Express on day 6. So it kind of shows how busy we've been because normally we get it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so day 7 was kind of back to another rest day. We were shattered, and we didn't want to kind of like be a bit of a dampener on the rest of the party, so we kind of said like, "You guys go do what
Yeah.
you
You
guys
go
wanted to do."
experience what you want to experience. Yeah.
Yeah, which we planned for like an evening in Disney Springs, and then it started pissing it down anyway.
And you still did feel a bit sicky, didn't you?
Yeah, I still felt dizzy from 2 days before.
Yeah,
Probably,
we thought he had vertigo.
yeah, it was crazy.
Mm.
And obviously Bevs didn't help. So yeah, we just had a rest day during the pool, down at the pool, which were nice. And then we were like, "Oh, what should we do?" It started raining. I wasn't feeling amazing, and then the rest of us party decided that they were gonna get like a taxi somewhere closer. So they went to Cavas, which we've been before, which is on Le Ponte. The Point.
The Point. The way he said it, where they were going, I was like, the Point here. And he was like, yeah, is that not what it's called? I was like, the Point on International Drive.
I think it's in one of his podcasts. I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, they went there, which is like really good Mexican food if you want to go there.
Yep.
There's a running theme of Mexican food this whole trip, to be fair.
I like it.
But then we were like, well, just wait for this. We were like, we'll still go to Disney Springs. We'll just get a taxi there. It were bombing it down in the taxi.
Yeah.
We got there and it was like, I've never heard lightning like it. I think I absolutely shit myself, didn't I? Just as we pulled up in the taxi, so we were like poncho on, got into Disney Springs, and we'd had a reservation for 6 of us to go to Frontera Casino.
Well done. Mexican. Well done. Frontera Casino, yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, well, there's 2 of us now, so we just were like, we'll still go there.
Yeah.
So we went there.
Underrated restaurant. And
really good, yeah.
To let you know, if you do like La Cava del Tequila in Epcot, it is the same mixology team at the bar there, so they still serve all the same cocktails, same margaritas, and even the infamous avocado margarita.
And I got the margarita that I got.
Your top shelf, yeah. And I got the watermelon margarita. Be good, be nice.
So we went there, ate there, and then I think we just came home from there, didn't we?
Did a bit of shopping. You got some more cookies.
Did I?
No, you didn't. I'm lying.
We did go to Summer House there.
You got a Summer House cookie.
Yeah. Which, if you don't want to wait in the Gideon's queue, they are pretty good cookies still.
And they've got a little entrance separate to the restaurant, so just nip through there. The queue's never as long as Gideon's.
Yeah. So yeah, that was his day 7. Like I said, it was pretty rest day, heavy. We're still at this point. We're still all the way through his itinerary. Like nothing's changed yet. Except for now, day 8. This is where it happens.
Apart from like 2 of us going to one restaurant rather than 6 of us.
So the plan for day 8 was to go to Magic Kingdom. We was going to go to Magic Kingdom in the afternoon. Is that right?
Yes.
So we were like I say, still tired. I still felt a bit sicky and a bit like dizzy.
But we have the luxury of like going back. So we decided to, like Jake said earlier, not hold everyone back from what they wanted to do. We can take it easy because we go quite often. We've experienced the things that they wanted to experience. So your family went to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And it is our least favourite park. Yeah. So we weren't too hung up on missing out on that.
But like, as much as it was good to go see, like we've seen the fireworks from Polynesian Beach and Narcoossee's now, I still enjoy seeing the fireworks from inside the park.
See, I really enjoyed them on Polynesian Beach.
I preferred them more in the park.
Nah, for me personally, like the crowds are too much and it ruins it.
Is it? You
yeah,
think?
yeah.
I think
unless they change it and it's a whole different show. Yes, of course, I'd want to experience that from Main Street, but. Yeah.
For me, it's like, I think the fact that you can see the fireworks like behind the castle.
Yeah, I get that, but you still have the music pumped in.
Yeah, and I think the music's not loud enough.
And you can't drink in Magic Kingdom, and I like a show and a drink.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and there's you don't get obstructed view by somebody putting the child on the shoulders, which fair enough, that poor little child can't see, and they're here to enjoy it as well. But
Mhm.
obviously, the people behind them can't see, and then and then there's pushchairs everywhere, ramming into ankles,
Yeah.
and
Um,
and
so
you think you've got a good spot, and then 2 seconds before the fireworks starts, somebody
Yeah.
just straight in front of your face. So I'd rather save the palaver, sit on a beach where the vibe's a lot nicer, and have a Trader Sam's cocktail. Yes, the fireworks look a bit skew with.
Yeah, and I don't think the music's loud enough. I think if it were louder, I think I'd enjoy
I
it a bit more.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it, but I just think like for me personally,
Okay.
I still enjoy the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, which is like why. So on this day, we still said, you go to Magic Kingdom, you go do the rides, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
We'll come and meet you. We'll go watch the fireworks, and then we'll probably ride like Space Mountain or something.
Mhm.
So then, let's say I still felt a bit sicky, didn't feel amazing. So they went at like maybe 2 o'clock or maybe earlier than that. So we decided to meet them. Well, we thought we'll go to Epcot for a bit, go ride Guardians again.
Spinny ride when he feels sick.
Yeah.
Yep, great.
Again, we were fine queuing. And then we went to
We made some friends in the queue.
Yeah. Made some friends in the queue. We rode Guardians again, and then
Got Conga that time.
Yeah, which was still looking out for Iran.
Yeah.
And then we got pizza in Connections, which there was a lot of pizza in Connections this trip.
Yeah, it's just convenient and it's decent.
I think like we've missed it out when we've been going through it and like kind of breaking down his day because it's so hard to remember.
There was a point where we were with
I
your
think
family.
every time we went to Epcot, we went to Connections.
Yeah.
And like the pizza, you get 2 slices of pizza.
And they're massive.
And they are good slices of pizza as well.
Yeah.
Like obviously, it's still theme park pizza, but when you come from England and like our shit pizza is like nowhere near as bad as that.
Yeah.
As good as.
Yeah, as good as
bad.
Our bad pizza's not as good as their bad pizza.
Yeah. I think you understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did that, and then we was gonna go meet him at Magic Kingdom.
But unfortunately, Florida Florida'd.
Yeah, and it Florida'd harded. Like I was waiting outside because it not started raining yet, but you could see the thunder in the distance.
It was clapping loud.
With my camera stood like arm leaning against this pole to like keep me up, so I had a steady shot because I like needed to slow exposure it. And like it just never.
He wanted to get the thunder, like the lightning, like behind the Epcot ball, which it was doing that, but he looked out.
Yeah. So it never came when I were there. So
yeah, we got pizza, some chicken tendies, some chips, and then unfortunately, we decided to call it a night because of the weather. We didn't think they were going to be doing the Magic Kingdom fireworks, so we didn't want to go over there.
Did they end up doing it as well?
Don't know.
I can't remember.
But yeah, by that point it was like 8:39 anyway.
Yeah. So like kind of from then on we were like kind of been revitalized a bit of it, like
we'd had our
starting
rest
to recover. And that just kind of shows like we're there like twice a year, and even we're saying like it's
slow down,
like
slow down.
It's hard work, and like you can do it if you take breaks.
Yeah,
whereas we weren't really taking breaks. We were taking day breaks rather than like day breaks, if that makes sense.
We're taking a day every other day off.
Hour breaks, that's one.
Rather than a day break during the day of activities. But yeah, this is why we always say prioritize your rest.
Yeah.
Because we had limited time with only 9 days in Orlando and a lot of things to cram in that our family wanted to experience. So it's not ideal, but we took the rest where we needed it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're starting to kind of come around a bit now after day 8, which unfortunately that means we had like 2 more days until we're going home. And we're not really done much Universal other than obviously Epic. So
it always happens like this.
And like we stay on Universal property to go to Universal more, and then we ended up like just nipping into Universal like here and there, which let's say that's the beauty
luxury.
Of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we day 9 and 10 we kind of knew that we were gonna be hitting Universal hard, so it wasn't that much of a big like issue.
No, and that feels like home to me.
Yeah, and like I say, 12 minutes on that walking path. So day 9 we went to Road Drop Hagrid's, and we did that as a group this time rather than not just us 2.
Yeah.
We then moved over to Hard Rock. So, for those who don't know about the Hard Rock hack, doing air quotes for people who are just listening, um, there's and quite a lot of people do it as well, and like it becomes this thing where it's almost called like ghost rooms, where people. So with Hard Rock and most of the top tier hotels in Universal, there's Portofino Bay,
Royal Pacific.
Royal Pacific, and Hard Rock.
Mhm.
On your check-in day and check-out day and your length of your stay, you get the unlimited express pass at Universal, which is about $200 ish
$200,
per person
$300.
per day.
Mhm.
So like a room can hold 4 people. So like obviously we get our express passes, which is only for one ride.
After 4 p.m.
After 4 p.m. We can do all the rides just only once.
Mhm.
After 4 p.m.
Which is a luxury in and of
Yeah.
itself.
So obviously they have not done Universal Orlando before. So we said to them, go get one of these rooms, and all 4 of you can have one of these express passes
Yeah.
for 2 days basically. So for the night they checked in, then the checkout day.
Yeah.
And it was my parents' anniversary, so we thought, well, you have this room, you stay in this room. So it didn't become a ghost room, but it was almost like we couldn't give it away, could we? Because we were like,
Well, we're
they
all
were
like, no, you have it. No, you have it. No, you've not been before. You have it. No, I don't want it. It's your anniversary. You have it.
So we gave it to them. We said,
Yeah.
you guys have it. But then like say there were 4 people who got express passes, which that's
Out
like
of one room.
$800 worth of like
Yeah.
double that, $1,600
Worth of a room, which was priced at how much? Can you remember?
about 400 quid.
Yeah. So it balances
It balances
itself
itself
out and some.
And especially if you're like I saw someone post on Facebook the other day saying about looking to book Hard Rock.
Mm.
And it's kind of one of them where it's like, if you know that you kind of want to go to Universal and smash them out, for like 2 days, like what we did on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Where we did Universal for 2 full days, smashed them, like use Express Pass, did all the rides that we want to do, and then like every time we go back now, it's like, oh, we're not bothered about that, not bothered about
Yeah.
that. So it's like if you were going to Orlando and you had planned to go smash out 2 days at Universal to do everything and kind of see it all, then Hard Rocks are all like the other 2 are
But
really good.
you do not. That does not include Epic Universe.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I've had some questions about that. So yeah, the Express Pass is only for Islands of Adventure and Hollywood Studios, but you do get Express multiple times on multiple rides, unlike our Express Pass with our annual pass.
And I'm pretty sure Helios doesn't offer.
No, it doesn't. Not
Express
as it
Pass.
stands as date of recording today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did that, and then the plan was like road drop Hagrid's, do a bit of a morning Universal, then go check into Hard Rock.
And then we pool hopped and met the family over at Hard Rock. Your sister and Craig still stayed and explored the parks because
they had the express pass, and
they had the express pass and wanted to use it, whereas we wanted to chill by the Hard Rock pool.
Yeah, and then like my parents were still a bit tired because like where we'd been taking breaks on the other couple of days, they hadn't.
They powered through. But yeah, we had a really nice day.
Yeah.
By the pool, to the point where we were going to go back to the parks after a little bit, and we just decided to stay. We were enjoying ourselves. There were a bit more of a vibe at that pool. There's music. There's a water slide.
Yeah. However, it is expensive.
Yes.
As fuck.
Yes. If you're drinking a lot of cocktails and eating a lot of nibbles, it is expensive.
So much so my card got declined because the bank thought that it was fraud.
I think the bill came to like $200, $300.
Yeah, $300. Yeah, $340.
Yeah.
Between
4 of us.
4 of us and like 2 drinks of another 2 people, so like kind of sick.
Oh, did they put that on the bill as well?
No, it wasn't. It was just us 4.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure I saw them too at the bar. Yeah. But yeah, nice cocktails, nice vibe. Just expensive, which it's Hard Rock. It's gonna be.
Yeah. And then that drink we're banging. What was that? Remember?
You had the frozen pineapple margarita, prickly pineapple margarita, but we got it frozen.
You might have to put that on your list.
Oh, well, I've just given it away now. Maybe you'll see what's coming.
Yeah. So Hard Rock were good. So when I was a kid, well, I say a kid, I was like 18. We'd stayed at Hard Rock, and they had these nachos, and right,
Oh, the
visual-
iPad's getting put down.
iPads
This
down,
is business.
hands are out.
Right.
So there's 2 types of nachos that they did. They did chip and dip,
Chip and dip.
which was like chip,
Queso.
queso, and bear salsa.
Yeah.
Like
Loads of salsa.
it was basically, and then they had the nachos, and the nachos had everything the chip and dip did, but with like chicken or like beef. But like the chicken were dry, and it kind of like took away from how they didn't put as much salsa on as well because they replaced it with chicken. So I was like, I wonder if they still did it. And I got the chip and dip, and my mum was like, "Why are you not getting nachos?" I'm like, "Trust me, this is what it was. It was chip and dip," and I changed it.
So you banged on for years about Hard Rock nachos, and it wasn't even nachos.
It was Hard Rock chip and dip.
Oh my God.
And got like the full plate of plain nachos, like plain chips, no sauce on the chip, but then the pots and the dips came in pots at the side.
Yes, it tends to be the case.
But it were like the amount of the chip to dip ratio was way off.
Well, because you use them as a vessel for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like.
But yeah, so I was sad.
Okay. Wasn't worth the
So,
$350.
I think Jimmy Buffett's nachos takes
Oh,
takes
claim.
the crown.
The chain of all chains, Margaritaville.
Yeah.
It's trumped.
It's almost like the wasting
But I would
away.
no. I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Chains of all
But
chains.
come on.
Margarita.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear you singing. Let's go.
Right. And then after that, because it started raining then, because we were actually going to go back to park, weren't we? And then it started raining. So like, right, let's walk back.
Oh, we thought about going to the rooftop bar at Adventura.
Yeah. Again, rained off.
Rained off.
So we got Panda Express.
Yeah.
And I think if you place your order as you're on City Walk, as you start walking, by the time you get to Aventura, there's not that much of a wait to get to your Panda Express. And then the last day, day 10. I say it was only right to kind of spend it in Universal.
It's our home park.
Yeah.
We love it.
And like I say, we've been here, there, and everywhere. So it was like to kind of stay close to the hotel.
Yeah.
Go do a full day in Universal.
I think the Ubers, like going to Disney and back, really make me tired. Like sitting in the car.
Driving in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we road up to Hagrid's again,
Mm.
and then we did it. And then from there, did we do a Velocicoaster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time your mum and dad went on it, and your dad was
V-scared.
Yeah. But you did it, Stuart.
Yeah, he's smashed up as well. And then he
We're
keeps
very
sending me
proud.
like Velocicoaster memes now.
Does it?
And he's definitely in there.
Do you think?
Yeah, he
Okay.
loves a Velocicoaster.
I remember going, obviously, you launch and then you go around a bit and then you go through the second launch. But as we hit the corner going into the tunnel, your mum and dad were sat in front of us and Craig and Holly were sat behind us. And I went, right, are you ready? And your dad just went, oh no. And then he got off the ride and he was like, I thought that was it until Becky said, are you ready? And then he went, no. Because that's the big 70 mile an hour? Yeah.
Yeah.
70 mile an hour. My favourite bit. Then you go up over the top hat.
I gave you all fake news. It wasn't that day that they did Velocicoaster, it was the day before. So maybe that's why they didn't want to go back to the park. Maybe you got scared. Scared of Velocicoaster.
Your dad didn't do Velocicoaster, that was the first time?
It was the day before.
No.
Yeah, because they met us later, didn't they?
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Okay. We got the
Sorry, buddies.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Fake news. But yeah.
But yeah,
That's what
we
happened.
still did Velocicoaster.
Yes.
Again. And obviously wrote up Hagrid's. Did it take a bit longer this time? We met Holly and Craig, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah. Because
It took about 40 minutes, I
Yeah.
think, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it took a bit longer. And then we went to. They went to do something else, and we
went to Hollywood Studios, got one of our favourite breakfast spots in the park, which is Today Cafe at the front of the park. Very underrated.
Very good Today Cafe.
Yeah, nice breakfast options, lighter breakfast options if you want something that's not deep fried and full of sugar. You've got choices there, and it's the aircon. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, went there and I just had a cheeky little croissant dinner.
Cheeky quass, yeah.
Yeah, cheeky croissant. And then we went to check out DreamWorks Land, which is not catered for us.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's cute.
it would have been so good if they'd like fully smashed it with Shrek.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I feel a bit let down almost by it.
yeah,
especially
but like
when
you said, it's not for
yeah,
us.
it's not
It's
us
not
for
for
us.
us. And we've never seen Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I think I've seen Kung Fu Panda, but I
haven't.
can't remember.
I like the lily pads. I had fun
Yeah.
jumping on those.
And then we did E.T.
E.T.'s cute. Yeah. I honestly, that queue is so underrated. Like, you really feel like you're in a forest.
Yeah,
And
I
the
agree.
smell.
Yeah. And then that's when we met up with my parents after that.
Yeah.
And then we went and did Men in Black, where I smashed it.
Only because he hit the button
You got it. That's part
before me. Yeah, but he didn't know that until I started doing it. And he was like, why are you hitting that button? And I was like...
But I got like 400,000 odd.
Yeah,
I think that's the best score I've ever got.
Moving on.
Yeah. And then... oh, can we just talk about Men in Black gift shop? How weird is it?
Yeah.
Like, there's just some mismatch. There's like Dragon Ball Z stuff in there. Like, what's that got to do with? I'm not complaining, like, but yeah, mental. And then we went to Diagon Alley.
Yep, I got some ice cream.
We didn't ride Gringotts
I know we
at
didn't.
all.
I know we didn't. I know we didn't.
Oh wow.
I
Sad.
did suggest it at that point, and you were like, "Oh no, let's go do so and so and come back."
I think it went up to like a 90-minute wait there, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then where did we go after there?
I had ice cream. Me and your mum had ice
Yeah.
cream. I got the strawberry and peanut butter, and also a scoop of apple crumble.
Mm-hmm.
Good combo. From Florence Fortescue's.
Nice. Smashed
That's
it.
one thing I can't say. And then we went to ride Rip Ride Rocket, aka I sat on the grass.
Yeah. And it's actually sad. I need like a moment's silence because I went to go ride it and it went down.
Yeah, you could have stayed and waited because
And,
like
Wait,
I
I
was
don't know
fine. I was laying on the grass. I had my bag as my pillow.
and then we
Just
went
having
to
some downtime.
Yeah.
Wasn't eating a horrible Minions
Neil stood
purple.
on about 100 times.
I didn't.
I remember some guy like having to push his kid out of the way because he was about to stand on you.
Oh well, I didn't feel it. It's fine.
And then we went to the Barn Show, which was actually really
Yes.
good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the Barn Show.
I did have a slight nap.
You did, yeah. You fell asleep, but
and
you're
then I
allowed.
got woke up by a gunshot and nearly shit
True, like
myself.
the hardest place to fall asleep. But yeah, that was. I said at the start of the video that I had something to say about the shows, and I think the Universal shows are banging. I think they've absolutely smashed it, and like the epic shows.
Oh my god!
insane.
Yeah. Please do not skip out on those for the rides.
The Bourne Show, like if you compare the Bourne Show to the Indiana Jones
yeah.
show, like yeah, they're different shows, and like yeah,
but like the tech in that, like
exactly.
it was sending my eyes funny. I couldn't figure out what was a screen and what was real. Like,
and like the other shows that we've done in Disney.
I thought I was moving at points.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because I was tired. Be good.
Yeah, and like I just think like the technological advancements in the Universal shows, and like
well, Universal is the king of screens.
yeah, very true. Compared to like the shows at Disney, which like in all fairness, we've only ever done Lion King, and
still
Indiana
very
Jones,
good. Lion King's cute.
and Nemo, and it's like it's more like nostalgia based, I think, than anything.
But yeah, shows are good. Epic shows are spectacular.
Yeah.
If you are willing to wait 300 minutes for Ministry of Magic and skip out on them shows, me and you need a word.
And then after that, we went to Mythos.
Yes.
Which again, bang it, like best aircon probably in the world.
And it has been rated theme park restaurant of the year 10 years running.
Wow. Is it 10 years?
I think it said 10 years on the sign.
I thought it was like 10 years ago.
Let me Google that while he carries on talking.
Is amazing podcasting.
Yeah.
I think like best restaurant, theme park restaurant or whatever, and like you are paying for that. Like you're paying for it's a bit of more of a fancier meal. You're kind of getting like what you'd get in a Disney hotel restaurant. in a theme park, I'd say. Which I think they've kind of learnt from that when it's come to the food in Epic
Yeah.
and like the restaurants in Epic. So yeah, it was like proper sit down. We had a table booked for 6, but there's only 2 of us. So
We had the space.
we had the big table, so we were like, yeah, let's just we stayed there for a good hour. Got us feet rested. Like as Express Pass doesn't start till 4, so we're just hanging about.
I'm looking at the photo. Right, 10-time winner, #1 theme park restaurant in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it is good.
It's good.
It's a very strange mishmash of food, though. I
agree.
Yeah, but get the pad thai. I like the pad thai.
I
like pad thai and an iced tea.
I had a burger and it was like one of them that were like, there's nothing like amazing about the burger.
Yeah, but you're in the middle of a theme park.
Exactly,
like,
that was the thing.
What do you get at Alton Towers?
Yeah, very true. So yeah, it was like a good burger.
But it is absolutely Baltic in there.
Yeah, freezing.
Always so cold. Like, yes, aircon banging. That is, you're inside your own freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to take some sort of little cardigan.
But then when it's hotter than the sun outside.
Yeah, I don't want to carry it around.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then after that, we went and took some photos, I think, behind the castle, didn't we?
Yeah.
Behind the castle, behind the...
We went
mythos.
on High in the Sky Seuss trolley.
We did, which goes faster than...
I think
quicker than you realise, Claire.
Quicker than she realises. Velocicoaster.
Yeah.
I've lost my train of thought. So cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
It's a good ride.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait super long for it because it is all outside as well, the queue.
No, but you get some nice views of the park.
You do, like amazing views. And it was starting to go a bit dark when it was like...
No, it wasn't. It was broad daylight, Jake.
We're like, free.
Yeah.
True, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking about another time. I was probably thinking about when we went on bloody Doctor Doom, which we went like...
Yes, we went on Doctor Doom for the first time.
Yeah.
Never done that before.
And I shit myself.
He was like, I can't do that again. I just didn't know if it was going to raise us up a bit and then, raise us up a bit more, then drop us. But no, it just shot you up from the bottom.
Like, it does actually like make me smile how much it fucked.
But I was like, oh my god, this is actually okay when we're up there and it lowers you down and brings you back up. And he was like, no.
Once you get up there, it's the getting up and
you
being
were
up
not
there.
saying
like,
you were fine the whole time.
God.
I was like, oh, look around. You were like, no. Oh, this is
like
such a nice view.
in my seat.
And I'm going, wee.
Oh man.
But he won't take his hands off on Velocicoaster, but he'll go on Rip Ride Rocket.
I think once I were up and I was like, I think it was the first little droppy bit. I was like, right, I'm sound now.
No, you weren't sound.
I was.
Your vocals were not sound.
After the first little droppy bit.
You were like, oh, this is actually all right. You went, no, it's not.
But then now when I'm reflected, I'm like, yeah, it's all right.
Okay, right, well, we'll go on
but
it
I'll
again.
go on it again. It was just the anticipation.
Yeah, cause you just don't...
smash it, don't
Yeah. It's kind of similar to Tower of Terrors in like you don't know if you're going to go up or down first, but now we know we're going to go up first.
Yeah.
I still don't think it'll make it any better.
No. It's like, there's no like set timing with it, whereas like Tower of Terror, I guess when you're in,
you just hear Doom's voice.
You know it's going to happen.
You hear Doom's voice, and then when he stops talking, poof.
Boom. So yeah, we did that, and then we did Hulk.
Yep.
And then I think...
And Hulk, I was disappointed with this time.
Yeah, you were.
Because the tunnel is the bit that gets my nerves going, it's like, do not be afraid. And it...
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and it just didn't do anything. And then there was no sound on in the ride car either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I feel like this is slower this time, but it might be that the ergonomic effect. Come on, Becky, think about your degree. What did you study?
Ergonomics.
No, I didn't. I'll come back to it.
All right. And then maybe it was because we just done Doom as well.
Hmm.
And like you were kind of G'd up from...
Nah, it wasn't that
Doom.
close together. I'd had cinnamon bites
Did
in
you?
between that. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, we were queuing for quite a while for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, what did we... I think we called it after that, didn't we?
Sorry, I'm still trying to think of the word that I couldn't remember.
Trying to think if Hulk was his last ride. What did we do with Velocicoaster? Can't bloody remember what we did that last day.
Velocicoaster was not his last ride
No.
because we wanted to go back and
that's what
ride
we
it at
did.
night,
Yeah.
and we didn't. We just decided to say, well, we're coming back in September. We
Yeah.
don't need to cram everything in.
Yeah.
So we decided to go to Margaritaville.
Yeah.
And get a margarita. This time I have what's it called now? Jello mango margarita, which is the one I usually get. The first time we had it a few days before this, oh my god, I don't know what he did to it, but it was burning my lips.
Yeah, it was
and I can hack
bloody
spice to a standard.
Yeah. Pretty good at spice now, I'd say.
Yeah. You know when girls, when you have that, like
Plumper.
Yeah, you plumper, like I've got my heat gloss here, right? It was like that tenfold. I was like, what is going on? But this time when we went back,
Man like Ned
sorted it out behind the bar.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he was our server. Yeah, I get the Jello mango margarita.
Yeah. And then we went and tried a redemption arc for Voodoo Donuts, which are not redeemed.
No, they're not redeemed. I don't get the hype. I really don't. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to give it one more go in September and that's it. And that's me saying, Voodoo Donuts, you have fucked it.
Fucked it.
Yeah, and boycott. Boycott.
I feel like, yeah.
Okay, then that's the end of day 10.
I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to figure out this word that I can't remember.
Ergonomic.
No. It's like it has an effect.
What has an effect? Let's play 20 questions. What do you mean it has an effect? This is amazing podcasting.
So sorry. Ergogenic effect.
What's ergogenic?
Yeah,
Explain
so it's
ergogenics.
like... So it says here, ergogenic effect of music refers to the way music improves performance in sports and exercise by enhancing motivation and reducing perceived effort. So your
cool.
RPE.
Every day's school day?
Yeah.
That was worth the wait.
Thank you.
Yeah, so day 10 is concluded. The day after we was going to Nashville. So kind of the last thing that we'll kind of talk about before wrapping up is that like we went to Nashville and we did like 3 days in Nashville. And like I still feel so bad that we're home because of the blues.
Yeah.
And it's like we thought that, oh yeah, we'll go to another state and like that might cure it a little bit. And like it didn't.
Nashville was so much fun.
Yeah.
So glad we got to experience that. I'd go back. I wouldn't necessarily do Broadway again. Like you get past 9 p.m. at night there and it turns into Magaluf Strip.
Yeah, it's
but
bonkers.
Worse. Like you just can't get in anywhere. But like the things we did there and we got to experience were so much fun, so cool. Would go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't help get over the Orlando blues. Never does.
Yeah. And we flew from Nashville to Atlanta and then Atlanta home.
Yeah.
And the Atlanta airport is huge. So quite a lot of options when it comes to flying direct or having a layover. One of the options is Atlanta. So that might be something that you fancy exploring to save yourself a couple quid.
But unfortunately, we flew on a Sunday and Chick-fil-A was closed.
Yeah, wounded. But like in each, so they've got like, it's like a big monorail almost taking you between the terminals or like the zones, I think they're called. And like there's only specific restaurants in each zone. Concourse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you went to, like, if you look at the airport map before, if you want to go to one of them.
If you are that much of a nerd about
if you're that bothered,
travel.
but it's one of them, like if you have a 2-hour like stopover and you want to go get something to eat, which like say save you a couple of quid staying over in Atlanta, or like stopping off in Atlanta. There's plenty of stuff to go and eat. So yeah, that's an option. Save yourself a couple of quid.
Yep.
And yeah, that's it. That concludes the podcast.
So yeah, we are back home, back to reality, but in I think 82 days we are back.
Yeah.
In Orlando in September, which means more epic, more HHN or HHN again, and I can't wait.
just more everything. Like we've
Yes.
kind of put down the stuff that we've missed out.
Yeah, we need to have a big planning day.
Yep.
So what we tend to do before our trips is we'll go for a brunch. We'll start to plan. It's just a nice little tradition we have. Yeah, so we look forward to doing that.
And like what we did with this trip and the trip before, we did like a little, like what we kind of planned to do. So yeah, you can check that out, and then like I say, you can use as itinerary service if you want to check back over, see everything what we did.
Yep.
See the stuff that we offer in terms of like how our service is laid
If
out.
you need any help
Yep.
with navigating your Orlando trip, that is what we are here for.
Exactly.
But we get to know you through a video call, so it's not just guesswork.
Yeah, we get to have a proper conversation, get to chat, get to find out you guys, like what food you like. Like, do you like Mexican food as much as us? Do you want to eat Panda Express all the time? Because like if you do, then we are your people.
Yeah, do you want to be in the parks, out the parks, good balance?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to know that in our calls with you.
Yep. And yeah.
That's it. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a follow across all platforms at Orlando Accomplice. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Bye.
Goodbye.